it was just an eye-opener. We kind of folded in that second half. We were up 16-0, I believe.
Playoff game,
and
right?
I think that was the best thing that could ever happen to the Bills.
Oh my God, training camp is officially in full swing. You're seeing players in pads for the first time, and as a result of it, some players are getting physical, including a top 5 quarterback in the NFL, getting physical with another one of his teammates. Now, since I'm bringing you guys this update, I'm also going to use this as an opportunity to just give you an update on the Buffalo Bills in general. Before we get to the content, this is our second upload of the day. To support the grind, make sure you drop like, subscribe, and turn on our notifications to help the channel grow. If you think I talk way too much in these videos, well, I condense these videos into 1-minute shorts that I upload onto Instagram and onto TikTok as well. And now that we get all that out of the way, break!
I heard it too. Brother was talking a lot of trash, dog. He said if y'all played each other in the Super Bowl, you wouldn't get one catch.
Not one single catch.
Not one single. He
10
said,
for 160, 2 tugs.
I love that from me.
You heard it from my
you
wouldn't even get a warm-up.
You heard it from my quarterback.
Let me try.
Quarterback said it.
Mic check 1 2 1 2. What's going on, everybody? The Buffalo Bills are all in for this year after having their previous 2 seasons defeated at the hands of Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs. The Buffalo Bills went all in to make an already really freaking good team even better, with a top 5 QB on a pretty awesome contract for his talent level in Josh Allen, a tandem that features him and Stephon Diggs, and an emerging defense. The Buffalo Bills decided to add even more weapons to their roster over this past offseason, and honestly, in my opinion, I think they're one of the more terrifying teams in the AFC. They're actually my top contender to make it to the Super Bowl, just based off of the fact that they've come so freaking close over the past 2 years, and I feel like with every single loss where they get really close to making it to the big game, and at the end just missing it by a few inches, especially considering what happened last year, I feel like that just adds a greater hunger for all of the Buffalo Bills. So this past offseason, the Buffalo Bills decided to add some additional weapons in order to ensure their success in the postseason. And for the most part, man, some of these signings are definitely more high profile than others, but even the low profile signings are pretty freaking good. So obviously the biggest get that the Buffalo Bills had was Von Miller signing to a 6-year, $120 million contract with $51.5 million guaranteed. But in addition to signing Von Miller, they also signed OJ Howard, the former Tampa Bay Buccaneers first-round pick, on a 1-year deal worth $3.5 million that could be worth up to $5 million. They also signed Jamison Crowder, who, if you're a huge fantasy football guy, you'd know that this guy was the MVP of the New York Jets if you happen to draft him late in your NFL drafts. That's before we even mention the NFL draft that includes their drafting of Ka'ir Elam. But the Buffalo Bills were very into reunions this past offseason. First, they brought back Shaq Lawson on a 1-year contract. Shaq Lawson was a former first-round pick by the Buffalo Bills in the 2016 NFL draft. He went to the New York Jets this past season, and then he came back to the Buffalo Bills on a relatively fair contract. But in addition to Shaq Lawson reuniting with the Buffalo Bills also brought in Jordan Phillips. So Jordan Phillips originally played for the Miami Dolphins from 2015 to 2017. Then he went over to the Buffalo Bills, played during 2018 and 2019 with the Buffalo Bills before spending the last 2 seasons with the Arizona Cardinals. This past offseason, the Buffalo Bills decided to bring back Jordan Phillips to rebuild their defensive line that already had a lot of high upside players. You already have Ed Oliver on that defensive line, in addition to Greg Rousseau, who I think is a very high upside player that could eventually be a Pro Bowler. Then you bring back Shaq Lawson and Jordan Phillips. It was a great move to fortify that defensive line. But unfortunately, as training camp started today, it seems like Jordan Phillips messed up the most cardinal rule in all of football, which is whenever you're practicing, try your best not to touch the freaking quarterback. So this is bound to happen. I'm not going to go out and say that this is a situation that is going to absolutely ruin the Buffalo Bills' chances of making it to the Super Bowl, and then they're going to cut Jordan Phillips, or they're going to do something to like completely implode from within. I'm not saying this is like Odell Beckham Jr. in the Cleveland Browns last year. I just felt like this is just a nice indication that football is back, and it's just football, man. Take a look at the footage for yourself.
goodness. Oh my god. Get him out of there. Whoa!
So Jordan Phillips and Josh Allen get into a fight over the fact that Jordan Phillips shoved Josh Allen a little bit more so. There's actually a better angle of this fight if you want to take a look over here. So Bills Wire actually explained what happened. So the Buffalo Bills had their first fight of 2022 training camp. I love how they make it sound like it's something that's bound to happen. Every football team deals with something like this. If you remember last year, Aaron Donald got into it with the Dallas Cowboys. I believe it was Connor McGovern. And then like a week later, you had Antonio Brown literally punching someone in the face in the middle of training camp. And then I think a week after that, you had Sterling Shepard get physical with another player on his team or on an opposing team. I completely forgot, to be honest, but this is all stuff that happened last year. This is common in football, man. It's a lot of testosterone. It's a lot of physicality. At some point, players are going to get upset, especially if they're playing underneath the hot sun. So the fact that they're saying the Buffalo Bills officially had their first fight of 2022 training camp should just indicate that I don't really think it's that big of a deal. At the center of it was the one player you would not want, quarterback Josh Allen. Right as practice was winding down and the first teamers were conducting team drills, the play called was a designed run for the quarterback up the middle. There, Allen collided with defensive tackle Jordan Phillips. Now, Phillips put a bit of shoulder contact on Allen and the quarterback did not like it. Allen immediately turned around and gave a bit of a shove back. I can imagine Josh Allen like looking back at Jordan Phillips.
I hope you know if I get injured, you all are going to get pay cuts.
I mean, I'm not going to go out and say how dare Jordan Phillips do such a thing, because at the same time, I understand it's a heat of the moment thing. Your job is to get to the quarterback and maybe you're playing on a different level than the quarterback is. But here's the crazy part. Everyone else on the field then got involved and tempers flared. While the team does not allow the media to record the team drills at practice, fans watching this session cannot be monitored. And because of that, a few members of Bills Mafia happened to be filming the drill, which led to the altercation. Now, to be fair, apparently Josh Allen was perceived as the main instigator of this entire back and forth. But at the end of the day, I don't necessarily think it's a situation where players are trying to be malicious here. I just think it's as a result of football being played, tempers were flaring, and as a result, Josh Allen may have gotten a little heated. But on top of this, what you need to know from day 6 of training camp, apparently Isaiah McKenzie is beating out Jamison Crowder for Cole Beasley's former spot in the wide receiver depth chart. Rookie linebacker Terrell Bernard is also having a really good camp, and unfortunately, there has been injuries sustained to Jake Kumaro, Jamison Crowder, Roger Saffold, Tre'Davious White, Ike Bodeger, Eli Anquau, Daquan Jones, Ryan Bates, and Spencer Brown. Something that may have caused the fight, and this is just me reaching, bro, you guys could determine it in the comment section down below, may have been frustration from Josh Allen, because the Buffalo Bills have been struggling in the red zone so far during training camp. The only time they scored a touchdown was a scramble by quarterback Josh Allen. On the plus side, rookie quarterback Ka'ir Elam broke up 2 passes aimed at Stephon Diggs during that sequence, which is a great sign. If you're a rookie for the Buffalo Bills and you're breaking up the connection between Stephon Diggs and Josh Allen, then obviously that's a remarkable sign. So let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think about all this, man. Obviously, if you're a Bills fan, you should not be worried about this training camp fight, but the other stuff, how are you feeling about your team so far? It's still really freaking early, so don't be too concerned if there's red zone struggles or if there's players injured, unless if it's a really bad injury like an ACL, kind of like what happened to Ryan Jensen that we also covered. But I'd like to hear what you have to say. Aside from that, I'm your boy Mike. I'm dropping our mic until our next upload.